Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of intersecting linear equations. This is standard 8.9a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 16 off the redesign practice online STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have these two lines graphed on the coordinate grid. They represent a system of linear equations. So we've got some y equals mx plus b's going on here. And we need to find the ordered pair that best represents a solution to both equations. Now we can't see the equations. All we can see are the lines that represent the equations. So what does it mean in order for us to find an ordered pair that best represents a solution? Well, it's actually fairly simple if you know what you're looking for, but you know what? If we don't know what we're looking for, first thing we can do is we can go ahead and at least graph these 4 points. Let's see what happens when we do that, right? So we've got 4, negative 11. All right, so there's, and you notice it is 4 quadrants, but skewed a little bit to the right, and that's fine. So we just need to keep that in mind. So I've got 4 and then negative 11. You know what, I'm going to bring that up just a little bit. There we go. So 4, negative 11 is going to come all the way down right here. Okay, so that's just sitting in the middle of nowhere. All right. Let's check 0, 4. All right, so 0x, 4, there we go. That's at least on one of these lines, right? That's that y-intercept of line 1. 0, 4. All right, so this is at least something. It's the y-intercept because that is where that particular line crosses the y-axis because it has an x of 0. I've got 9, negative 2. So I've got 9, negative 2. All right, so take a look at that. That is actually interesting. That's right where both of those lines look like they intersect right there. And then I've got 6, 11, and so that is way up here and has nothing to do with anything. All right, 6, 11. All right, so which ordered pair best represents a solution? Even if you didn't know anything about what this means, you could eliminate these two right here. They have nothing to do with these equations. Remember, these equations are these lines, right? The two lines graphed on the coordinate grid represent a system of linear equations. So those two have nothing to do with it. This 0, 4 has something to do with line 1, but look at what happens with this 9, 2. It is actually on both lines. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking at the point in which both lines cross, right? So what this means is if I were to find this first line, right? So let's find line 1, right? So line 1, y equals mx plus b, right? We know what our y-intercept is going to be. That's a plus 4. If we wanted to find the slope, right, we would take 2 points, right? So I'm going to take my 2 points, 0, 4, right, and I'm going to take, let's take right there, 6, 0. I always like to find anything, any intercepts, x or y. It's a lot easier, right? And then your slope is going to be the change in y over the change in x, right? Rise over run. So let's take this as our first one right here. So that's going to be 4 over 0, and then we'll make this as our second one. So that's going to be our 0 and then 6. Subtract that right there, right? And you are going to get, what do you get? 4, negative 6, that's negative 2/3. All right, so you get a negative 2/3 slope. Well, what does that tell us? Well, that tells us with this particular equation, we can plot 2 points, 0, 4, 9, negative 2, and we would work for line 1, but the only one that would work for both lines if we found line 2 is going to be that C, 9, negative 2.